So this is him jumping. Hopefully, you guys can see. You can't make that. Now, mind you, this is a maximum security prison, and he's in a civilian jumpsuit, a tracksuit, and just pretty much makes it on his merry way. And it took them literally a few hours later to identify that he was gone. So obviously, something like this. Let's watch this again because I just think this is funny. And already has 162,000 views. So again, there he is. I guess he got some linzool, which is sheets, tied them up, put them over the wall, made his escape. He actually jumped pretty well. If you ever jump out of a building or jump off a wall, make sure your knees are bent because you'll break your knees and you break your legs. By bending, you're already bent and you fall and you roll. I actually did pretty good. I learned that when I was studying karate. So that is that is Marco Raduano escaping at a Sardinian prison, a maximum security prison. And again, you guys, you really can't make this up. Obviously, without knowing what's going on, obviously a inside job. Pay off a guard, get the sheets, extra sheets, jump over. Oh, roll calls a little later. And then next thing you know, you're escaped. Now, the mayor of the town, they happen to have some type of festival going on. And the festival went on and they had fireworks. So the working theory was, and he got a lot of pushback for it, that the fireworks were set off because of the freedom of Marco Raduano, the mob boss. He said it had nothing to do with it. It was a pre-planned event, just happened to have the fireworks go off. But again, that's why I love those events in Italy. Let me just see. Let me do the chats. I don't know why this doesn't always work. I have a Mac and it's not always easy to use. Oh, Jim, I didn't realize that was you. That's awesome. Call me later. I can speak today. Monday afternoons are actually very good for me. You need the drama. No one is watching. Only 13 people. Only 13 people in Armchair NBA. Between the 4 different places I'm streaming, there's about 124 people. There's Mobsters, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Armchair. So I don't really even know where they're coming from. If it's low watching and doesn't meet your criteria, Angry Sig, sorry to break it to you. As far as the drama, I don't need it. I'm in good health and spirits. Positive energy only. Okay, so I am going to. Okay, I'm not going to say who, and maybe if you guess, maybe I'll tell you. I am going to be interviewing. Okay, if you know who's who and what's what, there's 3 huge players in like the Mafia expert space. People that go to them, whether it be academics, literature, even governments go to these people to decide and get consulting on. And I've interviewed 2 out of the 3, Antonio Nicasso and Dr. Anasergi, right? There's one more, and we're in talks and pretty much finalizing him coming on the show. I think he's a bigger name than both of them. So what I'm going to talk about is with him is, let's say he, so I'm giving that away, is how did Ndrangheta grow? We kind of know they started for kidnapping and then later into leading the heroin trade and also particularly the cocaine trade, right? That's when the Ndrangheta started, right? But it's also very prominent in Canada, and it's argued that all the Ndrini worldwide, and they're on 6 continents, Canada is the only one that doesn't need to go to the headquarters, meaning Calabria, for decisions. That's debatable, and I'm working to have Antonio Nicasso back on because I do want to ask him about that. Conversely, again, we talk about how they operate on 6 continents. You look at the Ndrangheta in Australia. There are, I think 51 organized crime groups in Australia. I believe about half of them are Italian, and I think 15 of them are either Ndrangheta or Ndrini from Ndrangheta. So they're Calabrian that operate there either as a cell back to Calabrian or indigenous, but get their drugs from their counterparts in Italy.